Hi, it's Jimmy, and it's day 65 of 75 hard, but for golf, where I'm practicing golf every day in the quest to break 90. Now, day 65 means I've got 10 days to go. 10 days to go, which is good. So that means we're getting serious now. So in this video, I'm back out on a range again today, and I'm not really working on anything in particular. I just want to hit a few balls just to keep that sort of rhythm going. And I just want to talk a little bit about what sort of happened in the round yesterday and what sort of let me down a little bit. I feel like I just waffled too much in my actual video yesterday, but I really didn't explain a lot of the good stuff and a lot of the bad stuff about and what to work on. But there's plenty of positives. So we're just going to get into it. I've got 6, 9 and 8 here. I think I've got 6, 9 and 8. I do. 6, 8 and 7 actually. So I'm just going to hit a few of these balls down there. They should be good, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so first thing about yesterday is that the main thing that went wrong was just getting off the tee. I just had no confidence. I'm going to hit a top flight ball first, a really old one. I just had no confidence getting off the tee. I only used my driver for 4 holes. First one, I topped it. Second one was a little stingery sort of one down the third, so that was okay. So I hit a fairway then. Third time I used it, went out of bounds. To the right-hand side. Fourth time I used it, I ended up opening club face up and slicing a little bit again. So I had zero confidence there. When I went to 3-wood, I hit one fairway, one hook left, and then another, just like an absolute shank off the tee. I was just rushing myself. It was the moment I found out where I was with my score. So I hit an absolute shank off the tee. So I really need to find some confidence getting off the tee, and I ended up finding confidence after hole 11 because I just went back to my 5-wood. My 5-wood's normally my go-to safety club. And that only let me down once. I'll talk about that in a second. So that ball, with my 5-wood, I ended up hitting it on 18, down the middle, very nice, everything looked good. And then the second shot, I had 170 meters left into 18. And I'm actually going to overlay some drone footage here because it was definitely not the right club. I really need to work on a lot of my, what were you going to call it? A lot of my course management and my actual smarter decisions, because I shouldn't have taken 5-wood there with a higher dispersion ratio, and the further you get out, and the further away you are from the green, the more danger you're in. So I hit the ball, hit a tree, went into a really annoying spot that was not good. My second shot, because I played a provisional. I played a provisional from right there on the where I was. Just saves me going back later, and it was a stroke round, so everything counts. And the provisional I played was an 8-iron. No, it was a 7-iron, and it was quite nice and smooth, and went straight up into the middle of hit the green. Yeah, well, not the middle of the green, but hit the green. Looked very similar to that, except with a 7-iron. So my course management was off on a couple of things as well. I just really need to focus on where is the best place to miss. And that is something that I spent a fair bit of time on when I was trying to break 100. And for some reason this time, I haven't been focusing on it, and I need to. Because if I can make my misses better, in a better spot, then I'm not going to end up with having to have balls out of bounds and replay shots and lose strokes that way. I'm also not going to be bringing in bunkers and all that sort of thing into danger because, bunkers are not good. They're a hazard for a reason. Stripesman. Wow. Okay. You can obviously see by my iron shots that everything's going okay. Just while Isaac's out there collecting his balls, I'll end up having another little chat. I missed, things just weren't going my way. I had a few misses just by inches. Like I had five lip outs the wrong way for par putts and ended up as bogeys. If those 5 shots had it lipped in, would have changed, like my mood would have been totally different. I would have had 5 pars, it would have been whatever. Even if it was only like 3 of them, I still would have had those extra shots up my sleeve, which would have been good, and it would have been in a better headspace. On 8, I hit a 52 degree. I was about 90 meters out, hit my 52 degree, aiming left center of the green, except the wind was that strong, but the wind ended up taking the ball all the way from left centre and bouncing on the side of the bunker and tipping it in. Like, that's just something that I was planning and playing around it and missing that bunker and aiming away from it. But the wind was just that strong that it just got the ball and took it away from me. And then the next shot from there, I had a nice little bunker shot. I had everything that Lincoln told me. Had the arms out, just swoop through, just create speed that way. Don't try and throw your hands at it. I got underneath the ball really well, and it just hit the edge of a lip bunker. So that bunker is probably 2 meters high. Like, I can't see the green from when I'm standing there. So it's a touch taller than me, and it just got up and it just hit the edge of the bunker and rolled back in. So there's like another shot that I missed. And then the third one from that bunker ended up going over the back of the green, because I'm like, I really got to open up the club face more. I exposed the leading edge. I just hit it out, chip shot back on, 2-putt, and that's how I just ended up with a 8 on that hole, which is really annoying. When if I had have had the ball land on the green, I could have 2-putted for a bogey at that point, and it would have been, saved some more shots. So it's the reason why I feel like everything else was really close. I was really, really close, and it's the closest I've felt to breaking 90, but my score was still 14 shots away. It's really weird and really hard to explain. Isaac's about to finish up. Once he's done, I'll hit a couple more 8s and I'll move on to 6 or 7. All right, just as he's heading off, the last thing I want to say, well, not last thing, because there's probably a couple others, but another thing that was very interesting about yesterday is that we had 125 people in the field, but only 4 people were better than their handicap. So, and they weren't better by a lot. There was a couple of people there that just beat it by 2 shots, and then I think the winner ended up beating by 6 and had like a great day out, which is awesome. So I had a few people that were better than their handicap out of 125. So it's very hard for me when everybody else is struggling. The conditions just weren't there. The conditions just weren't quite there for me to sort of beat my handicap, and I kind of need to beat my handicap by about 9 shots at the moment. And the reason why I say 9 is that my daily handicap for yesterday was 26. All right, so just gonna hit a couple of 7 irons now. Moving into Tocumwal, which is a course that I've played well at before and I'm quite familiar with. Differences between Tocumwal and Shepparton. I think Tocumwal is a slightly easier course. I think we're not playing off the back tees. I think we're playing off the normal white markers. There's a fair bit more room to land your ball at Tocumwal, and the trees are less dense. So when you get in the trees here at Shepparton, you only have really small gaps to sort of get yourself back in play. As in Tocumwal, you might be able to get yourself back in play and gain some distance on the hole too. Just be able to move you a little bit closer down towards the to the green. I can't believe how good I'm hitting the ball like this. Like, you look at me striping this. So I was hitting iron shots like this yesterday too. It just goes to show that I'm close. The next thing that I reckon that has come out of this, so I'm 65 days in now, I could not do that with a 7 iron at the start of this. So one of the big positives is now I'm actually able to I'm more confident in my swing just by doing two drills. And I spoke about this before a couple of times. I do the feel the weight of the club head drill, and I'm sort of feeling a little bit of hinge or a little bit of movement in the actual shaft itself. I'm not choking the club. And the other one was just the coming around my body part, which is bringing the club down and around instead of trying to come over. So I'm hitting very straight, very nice shots. Apart from the first one, which I didn't say anything about, but you would have seen it. It was, it went very right. And it's just every shot. That's the thing that sort of gets me. It's just every shot's like that at the moment. All right, we'll do a couple of the 6 and then we'll keep going. So I've had a couple of people also mention, actually, Golf and Joel messaged me the other day. He said, with my swing, I should be breaking 90. He said he can't see why I'm not. And one of the things he suggested is just playing around a golf with some scratch or single figure handicappers to see what they're like. And then last night at the Gators game, I spoke to Danny Adem, who I know watches. And he was talking about just the main difference is that he's a scratch golfer and he still hits it into the trees, and scratch golfers still have bad shots like that. It's their recovery shot that's a lot better. And it was talking about making sure you actually you're proper taking your medicine and getting yourself into a better shot so your next shot is good. Because if your next shot is good, then you've got a chance at scrambling for a par or a bogey. So I tend to play with my mates, and nothing against my mates, I love playing with them, it's great. We're all of the same handicap, so we all have a different perspective of what a good shot and what good golf is. So I'd like to mix it up a little bit and play with some single figures and see what I can learn. All right, that's the first one that's sort of been a little bit taily today. So I had a bit more of a fade on that ball than I did everything else I've hit. But that's all right. I might only hit 2 more. I know I've got a couple others laid out, but I might only just do 2 more. And that's probably going to do us today. Been really happy with my 6 iron of late. That was very straight, just off the left, that's okay. All right, last one. All right, so this is going to do it. Thanks very much for watching. It's day 65. In summary, I've got to sort out some confidence off a tee, which means sorting out my driver. I've got something in the works for that. Maybe sorting out my 3-wood as well at the same time. And once I can do that, and if I get the ball in play, just be a little bit smarter with my shot decisions. Just think about the shot a little bit more and where I actually want to miss. So they're the things that I'm going to focus on for the next 10 days. We're going to do a little bit of course management. I might watch a couple of the flyover videos at Tokemall, and we might have a bit of a discussion about those one night. But that's sort of where we're at the moment. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 66. Down to single digits until it's over. I always got to finish on a shank. That's good. Good.